Before we do get started in today's Premier League Game Week 10 predictions, please make sure to go and follow my TikTok at @ToBeUntalkedFooty. If you haven't already, some big content will be coming out on there very shortly. Stay tuned, go follow that right now. Let's get into the video. Yes lads, it's @ToBeUntalkedFooty here, and in today's video, the Premier League Game Week predictions are back again, baby. I need a trim. This lockdown end could not come soon enough, but we're all good because we've got Premier League football and it is back. Last week, I came up against Portsmouth vlogger Tom from 4-0 written all over it. We both had fairly poor weeks. He had a cracking start to the week with perfect score in Tottenham versus Man City. Props to that. But he ended it on a poor score. 5 points. I just edged him with 6, which increases my lead on the guests. I'm now on 62 points after 9 weeks. The guests are down below on 41. This week I take on Newport County content creator Mr. Mike Green, Newport vlogger as he goes by the name of on YouTube. I will take him on this weekend, Game Week 10. Will I knock him out of the park like I do every week with the guests? You already know, it's common knowledge. Yes, I bloody will. Game number 1 is on Friday night. There's only one, and let's just say it's not the most exciting of games. Palace versus Newcastle. Now, both sides suffered very poor defeat at the weekend. Palace on Monday night fell to a 1-0 defeat at Burnley after Wilfried Zaha tested positive for the old Rona. Newcastle beaten 2-0 by Chelsea. I can see a score draw here. Palace 1, Newcastle 1. Mike, what are you saying?
First game is Crystal Palace against Newcastle United. Now, Palace actually lost their last game to Burnley, whilst Newcastle lost to Chelsea, rather expected. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 Newcastle United win. 2-1 to Newcastle in this one.
Now we go down to the south coast. Brighton host Liverpool, and it was a very important big win for Brighton at Villa on Saturday. Liverpool smashed Leicester out of the park 3-0. The injuries were no problems, and I think the same will continue here. They'll do the same to Brighton. It's going to be Brighton 1, Liverpool 3. Simple stuff for Jurgen Klopp's Reds.
Next game is Brighton against Liverpool. Brighton obviously beat Aston Villa in the previous game, whilst Liverpool beat Leicester City. However, I don't think Brighton are going to be able to cause a shock in this one, and I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. Mo Salah with a hat-trick if he's back.
Next up, we go to the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City, who suffered an absolute awful defeat at Spurs on Saturday. I don't know how they've done in the Champions League against Olympiacos, I do believe. Olympiacos. I don't know how they've done because I'm recording it before the game begins. I'm recording this video before the game begins, but no matter how they do, I think they will smash Burnley out of the park. Burnley picked up their first win on Monday night, but City, this will be light work. 3-0 to the Blues.
Next game is again another of the Premier League title contenders, Man City, against a very poor Burnley side. However, Burnley did beat Crystal Palace in their last game, but I'm going to go with Manchester City 4, Burnley 1. Demolition job at the Etihad for Manchester City.
Now, could this be one of the games of the weekend? 5:30 kickoff on Saturday comes from Goodison Park. Everton host Leeds United, Bielsa's boys, who should have beaten Arsenal on Sunday night, but they didn't. Everton cruised to a 3-2 win at Fulham. It was a lot more comfortable than it sounds. I'm going for a goal fest here. 2-2 draw.
The next game is Everton against Leeds. Obviously, Everton won a 5-goal thriller at Craven Cottage to beat Fulham, and Leeds drew 0-0 with Arsenal after Pepe getting sent off. I am going to go with a 2-1 Everton win in this one. I think they'll have a bit too much for Leeds, with the likes of James Rodriguez, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin. 2-1 Everton.
And I do not think you could pick a more boring Premier League match if you tried. West Brom versus Sheffield United. Get the pillows out, I'm going to bed, lads. My prediction is West Brom 2, Sheffield United 0. The Blades are having an absolute shocker, and it's going to continue here.
The next game is West Bromwich Albion against Sheffield United. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be thinking this game is going to be an absolute bore fest, and I agree. I think this is going to be a 0-0 draw. Sorry if there's any West Brom or Sheffield United fans, but I think this is going to be West Brom 0, Sheffield United 0.
Now the early kickoff on Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff of a triple header on Sunday. 3 huge games on Sunday. Southampton host Manchester United, who have just cruised to a beautiful 4-1 win at home to Istanbul Başakşehir. In the Champions League, Bruno Fernandes absolutely shone with a brace. I think he's going to shine here as well. It's going to be Southampton 1. This will shock you. Manchester United 4.
The next game is Southampton against Manchester United. Now, of course, a lot of people do know that I do like Manchester United. However, this is very controversial, but I am going to go with a Southampton 1-1, or Southampton 1-1 draw, I should say. Che Adams, and I'm going to go Bruno Fernandes, not a penalty, but Southampton 1, Manchester United 1.
Now, this, for me, is unarguably the biggest game of the weekend. It's a title contending clash, and I never thought I would ever say those words. Chelsea versus Tottenham, title contending clash. Oh my God, this is going to be one hell of a football match. It's going to be Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. Lampard versus Mourinho. Mourinho returns to his old stomping ground. It's going to be a very good game. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz will be back. Tammy Abraham on red hot form. As a Spurs, the whole Spurs team are on red hot form. It's going to be a banging match.
The next one is the big one. Chelsea against Tottenham. Mourinho returning to Stamford Bridge. And I am going to go, this is a big shock, but I am going to go for Chelsea 0, Tottenham 3. I know this is an Arsenal channel, but I do think Tottenham are going to run riot at Stamford Bridge. Kane, Son, and I'm going to go with Gareth Bale.
Oh God, and this is the part of every predictions video I hate to make. What happened when we faced Leicester a couple of weeks ago at home at the Emirates Stadium? They beat us 1-0 and they completely and utterly outclassed us. What's going to happen when we face Wolves on Sunday night at the Emirates Stadium at 7:15 p.m? They're going to completely outclass us and they're going to win 1-0.
The next game is Arsenal against Wolves, a really tight game because both teams have a different style of football. And I know Arsenal haven't been good at the Emirates in recent times, and that's why I'm going to go with a 1-0 away win for Wolves. I think Raul Jimenez was going to get the goal, so Arsenal 0, Wolves 1.
Now the penultimate game of the weekend, first of a doubleheader on Monday night. Leicester host Fulham, and yes, I'm going to shock you here. I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Teams like Leicester have to slip up sometimes against the poor sides at home. It's going to be 1-1. Ademola Lookman will get his goal that he deserves.
Leicester City against Fulham is the next game, and I do think this is a game where Leicester are going to run riot against the very poor Fulham side. I'm going to go with Leicester City 4, Fulham 0. It's going to be an absolute hammering at the King Power.
And the final game of the weekend on Monday night, the second part of the doubleheader, comes from the London Stadium. West Ham United host Aston Villa. And I'm going for a 6-goal thriller to complete this game week in absolute style. I can see one team coming back from 3 goals down to make it 3-3. I don't know who it's going to be. I can just picture and vision it happening in my brain. Trust me, it's going to be a 3-3 draw for the final time. Mike, let's hear your predictions, son.
And the final game is West Ham versus Aston Villa, battle of the Clarets. Both teams have started really well this season. And I am going to actually go with a score draw, a 2-2 draw at the Olympic Stadium. West Ham United 2, Aston Villa 2, excuse me.
And there we have it, lads. That is the end of today's Premier League Game Week 10 predictions. If you did enjoy it, you already know what to do. Smash the like button for more of this type of content. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 1.1k, which is absolutely mental. I will see you in the next video. In a bit, lads. Bye-bye.